and get that to switch. Step off screen real quick and see if I can switch it manually. But we are watching some very, very strong winds along with that area of rotation. It looked a little bit better a few scans ago as we zoom back a little bit right there. So just southwest of Cache, right there south of where that new bypass kind of goes around on the south side near the Jordan's Quick Shop. That's where that area of rotation was that really, really just kind of tightly wrapped up very, 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 very quickly as it passed the new portion of Highway 67 there on 226, moved towards Highway 18, and continue to push off to the east. So strong damaging winds possible, also some rotation possible as well mixed in there. We're still seeing a little bit of that rotation, maybe not quite as good as it was earlier. Right there is when it looked the most impressive, but still going to have to watch it closely. Kind of right on the edge of where maybe we could see a little bit of debris if there was a touchdown of a tornado. Not seeing that at the moment, but we are seeing signs that Jonesboro, Valley View especially, west side schools need to be near a tornado safe spot anywhere on the west side of Jonesboro, and pretty much all of Jonesboro. That polygon goes all the way past Brooklyn towards Lake City Bay. So it's going to take a while for it to get you, but these storms are moving fast. But you still need to be in your tornado safe spot if you're, headed to school, headed to work this morning. Try to find a place to pull over, gas station, grocery store, anywhere you can, take cover and let this storm pass. Even if you're close to the school, a few minutes away, you can try to make it there. But tornado warning this morning there here at 5:10 a.m. from Cache anywhere along Highway 226. This will go down to Gibson area, the Gibson switch where 49 goes down to the south, 349, kind of the back way a lot of people take to go to Little Rock through Jonesboro. You take Dan Avenue, then you take County Road 114 that goes under the interstate, connects with 349, then you go back down towards the highway there, and that's when you connect with areas west of Jonesboro. So this is something we've got to watch seriously this morning. And I'm going to look over here and see if the National Weather Service is saying anything. Not seeing much in chat, but they did mention that whole line is starting to see more lightning, which is usually a good indication that we're seeing some strengthening. And if we turn on the lightning, not much right there. Right where that storm system is. That's the only tornado warning we have, but we do have a severe thunderstorm warning there from Paragould, Leif, Clay County, and then back up into southern portions of Missouri. That's straight line wind threat from Paragould up towards Marmaduke, and still starting to see some notches there. So we're going to have to watch this closely. Marmaduke, Holiday, Paragould, you're not in a tornado warning, but you are in a severe thunderstorm warning. We'll have to watch these notches pretty closely. You can kind of see where there would be some rotation from Beech Grove back down towards Paragould, and then right here, you're getting a little bit of wrapping. So that may be another tornado warning that's soon to come if that can tighten up a little bit more. But definitely the couplet there west of Jonesboro back towards Cache, that was the most impressive, and still seeing some rotation. It'll be right here now east of Cache, over the farmland there. You have the bridges on 226, the long bridges. Those are back around here. So that's kind of where that's headed. It's past Cache. It's between the Jordans and those long bridges as you get back down where that divided highway kind of turns back into a 5-lane highway on the west side of Jonesboro, like you're headed towards Little Rock. Here at the station, we've got very, very heavy rain. Haven't heard much thunder, but very, very heavy rain continues to fall from Brooklyn all the way down north side of Jonesboro, west side of Jonesboro. The rain in Jonesboro may not even be that heavy right now as it heads, especially as you head east of Jonesboro towards, Lake City, as you head towards the Dixie area east of Brooklyn. It's raining, but it's not super heavy. The most intense portion of this line is from Craighead County up through Greene County. Very, very heavy rain falling in Paragould. In fact, I don't know if we can, but if we can pull up a Jonesboro weather camera or the Paragould weather camera, we can kind of see what it looks like outside. And currently, see if I can swing some of these cameras around a little bit and see if we can get a better view of where this area would be. But it's dark still, a lot of heavy rain falling. We've got Central Baptist up. We're going to turn this to the west a little bit. probably not in view yet, but you can clearly see some very heavy rain off in the distance, some fast-moving clouds, and this is going to continue to move off to the west, or off to the east, excuse me. There's First National Bank. You can clearly see we've got some heavy rain falling, but the heaviest rain really hasn't gotten to Jonesboro yet. So you've probably heard the tornado warning. If you look outside and you're like, it really doesn't look that bad. It's because the main line isn't there yet. It's still back out near Cache, moving into the western portions of Craighead County, moving towards the Jonesboro, Bono area, and the Cache area. Let's pull back radar up and see if I can control this a little bit more from here. There we go. So yeah, any type of rotation is kind of right there now, almost to Gibson. So some very strong winds between Bono and Jonesboro, back down towards Dan Avenue, Highway 91, west side's right here. So very heavy rain, some strong winds there near west side. From Cache, moving from west to east towards Valley View. This is the area of concern, even some stronger winds there on the county line. So maybe not even under a severe thunderstorm warning, you're getting buffeted by winds a little bit, especially down near Grubbs, northwestern portions or southwestern portions of Craighead, northwestern portions of Poinsett. Even if you're not under the tornado warning, kind of just lay low until this line pushes through, because there's going to be a lot of heavy rain, it's going to be a lot of lightning, and this is going to continue to push off to the east. And so we'll have to watch this segment too. You can kind of see this is straight line winds coming out of the storm, and then you've got a little bit of a curve right in here. That's that notch. So it doesn't look as tight as it did back over, west of Cache, but you can still get a quick spin up right in this area. So they're going to continue this tornado warning, and it goes for probably another 30 minutes at least as we watch it. So I'm going to check debris again, see if anything kind of came up while we were looking through some of those other storms. Not seeing anything, which is a good sign. Kind of right on the edge where maybe we would get some debris. And of course, if it's a smaller tornado and that debris is a little bit lower to the ground, radar may not pick it up there on the western portions of Craighead County. We have, what was that? Can you say that one more time? Okay, we have Chief Meteorologist Ryan Vaughn. He is home in Paragould, and he's booted up. And Ryan, have you gotten any reports from the western Craighead County area?
I haven't. The line is hitting us now here in Paragould, and as you've been saying, Zach, the line in itself is very intense. But just as you were saying, looking at radar right now, the wind, the most troubling part, I guess you'd say, as far as anything tornadic, is that area that is just west and southwest of Valley View. In fact, that's looking more impressive than it was just a bit ago. If we can go back to Max 1 right now and just take a look at that area. Zach was pointing this out just a little bit ago, and you can see that just southwest of Valley View, it is starting to tighten up a little bit on that line. We'll take you down a little closer. If you're in Valley View right now, anything, really anywhere in Craighead County, you need to be in your tornado safe spot right now, but in particular, right there near Gibson Switch, right to the southwest of 226. Zach was explaining some of those areas just a bit ago. If you're anywhere in Valley View and kids are, starting to get up now, starting to maybe hop in the shower or something. I know at my house, I've had my family going, okay, should we wait until after this passes to get in the shower and get ready? Yes, definitely, and especially if you're down in Craighead County. But County Road 444, anything that is in the 400s, if your county road starts in the 400s or even 200s in Craighead County, you need to be in your tornado safe spot right now. This area is moving to the east, so you can see the areas in the path there, anything from Valley View to Craighead Forest Park area, Harrisburg Road south, where Central Baptist is southward, and then continuing eastward. But anywhere along this line, that line is now transitioning through Jonesboro right now, and even behind that line, just straight line winds, as you can see there in that blue area, that is indicating where winds are 60 miles per hour or higher. Like I said, this area here in Paragould, this is mainly just straight line winds, but as Zach was showing, we've got this little area also just to the west of Highway 49. It just now passed over 139. Places like Marmaduke, Halliday, Mounds, maybe even Rector need to treat this severe thunderstorm warning seriously, because it does have the potential of putting a quick spin-up tornado also. So, just watching this all closely as well, Zach, and I'm sure you've got probably the weather reports coming in there on with the chat service with NWS right now, maybe you've got some information from them also. But those are the two areas we're watching up there in Greene County and then southwest of Jonesboro right now. And Zach, I'm not sure if you can hear me also, but that area southwest of Valley View, even for a squall line like this to get a tornado warning, that looks pretty pronounced.
It does, and it's kind of held that consistency too. It looks really impressive, and we were kind of in the middle of the news there trying to scramble and get on air even before that tornado warning was issued, and then jumped on air as soon as we could as it crossed Highway 18. Maybe lost it a little bit south of Cache, but since then it's really reorganized, and the current trajectory, I would think more the areas south of Highway 49, along and south of Highway 49 are, under the gun the most right now. But all of Jonesboro up the west side, even Brooklyn, this probably will pass to the south of you, but you need to be watching it over the next 20, 25 minutes. Bay, stay in your tornado shelter. Don't leave the house until this passes, because a current trajectory is really going to take it through the south side of Jonesboro.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here trying to see if other reports are coming in. Haven't had any reports. I wouldn't be surprised to start seeing some reports coming in of some sort of damage, because there's that new radar scan comes in. This is looking pretty pronounced. Now, if you notice that entire line from roughly NEA Baptist all the way down, kind of a diagonal line there from Hilltop all the way down to Valley View is concerning for a quick spin-up tornado. But, of course, the area that we're concerned with is right there on the left side of your screen. It's going down County Road 444, not hitting a lot of populated areas right now, but 440 to 412, it's about to come into some much more densely populated areas, and it's moving almost due east on that.
At about 40 miles per hour was the last update I got on the speed of that line. But the northern portion of that line through Greene and Clay County, I would think it's moving almost probably 60 miles per hour with those stronger bowing segments.
I found also, Zach, if you notice, you see that little area right here?
Yeah. I just sent a tweet out and circled that area.
Kinking up a little bit.
That one in Greene County is looking a little tighter too. You're getting a little bit better of a notch. So we're watching about 3 areas right now between Clay County, Greene County, and Craighead County. Only one has a tornado warning. All of them are included in the severe thunderstorm warning, but we're watching really two to three main areas. This one wouldn't be surprised to get a new tornado warning from Halliday back over towards Mounds into Dunklin County. So you can really see that wrapping happening right here between Halliday and Marmaduke. Nothing confirmed, no tornado warning, but I would go ahead and get into my safe place there. South of Marmaduke included, Mounds community, as it continues to show signs of wrapping up. That'd be down County Road 822, 526, 505, and really just too close to Marmaduke for comfort. So if you're watching in Marmaduke, I'd go ahead and get in the closet, get in the bathroom, interior room where you're safe, your tornado safe spot, because I wouldn't be surprised to get a new tornado warning up there. And it's close enough now with these squall lines. It's a really tough call, because they can quickly tighten up. Maybe something drops, maybe it doesn't, and then it goes back to being a straight line wind threat. But those 3 areas, one in Clay County, one in Greene County, and then the only one that has a tornado warning on the south side of Valley View that's going to skate right past most of Jonesboro, but not all of Jonesboro. We'll have to watch those southern portions. Plenty of houses there on some of the roads that go between Valley View and Bay. So a very, very close call for one of the more heavily populated areas here to Region 8. Highway 1, 158, and almost similar to the track of the last tornado warnings we had earlier this year, where it went from Greenfield and crossed the ridge a little bit. So 452 Cary area, back down towards the landfill, back up towards Southside Ballparks. I mean, it's very close. You can really see, the road's a little more spaced out. there are houses there, but a little bit more farmland. And you start to get in those tighter gradients of roads, you can kind of tell where those houses really start to pick up, even down here along the ridge. Plenty of houses under the gun in the tornado warning. So this is going to continue to move through. We're going to continue live coverage as long as we have tornado warnings. And even if, they drop this tornado warning, that last scan there south of Valley View, that continues to tighten up. Anywhere there south of Valley View, south of Jonesboro, southern portions of Jonesboro, if you're near Craighead Forest Park or southward, Lawson Road, County Road 407, be in your tornado safe spot immediately. 425, 440, it's a little past you, but stay in your tornado safe spot a little bit longer as this continues to move through. That's really tightening up. And I'm going to go ahead and see if, I don't know, Ryan, if you could.
Hold on, Zach, I'm going to put, yep, I'll turn it back on for you. There you go, I turned it back on for you.
Thank you. Still not seeing anything on debris tracker, but that's a very tight couplet for what we call QLCS tornadoes. Those are the ones that spin up on the leading edge of squall lines. Different than supercells, different type of kind of how we get those tornadoes to form, but still very, very concerning when you look at the winds there on the south side of Jonesboro right now. Anytime you see the blues and the greens and the reds really meeting up like that on the leading edge of those stronger winds, that's very concerning. So here's Craighead Forest. Here's 141. This goes down to where you can either go west back to Valley View or east back down to the south side of Highway 1, like you're headed towards Harrisburg. You kind of come off the ridge a little bit there at the stoplight. It's the last stoplight from Jonesboro down to Harrisburg. That's where we're talking about. That's where it's headed there along the southern edges of Jonesboro. So Craighead Forest Park southward. Be in your tornado safe spot immediately. Don't leave the house. Don't try to make it to work or school. It's too late for that. A storm has already arrived and continuing to push off to the east. It's moving quick. It's moving about 40, 50 miles per hour, so hopefully it passes quickly. But right now, pretty concerning couplet. Ryan, I haven't checked Twitter in a while. Have you gotten any reports or heard anything from the National Weather Service?
No, I've seen some people, some of the farmers that have, weather stations with them, like Scott Matthews, which is down there in Poinsett County, said he had a 36 mile per hour wind gust. Not seeing much. I see Highway 358 lost power about 10 or 15 minutes ago. Extremely loud, heavy, strong winds coming through. That's about all the reports I'm getting, just strong gusty winds. As you're widening back out there on radar, you can see that severe thunderstorm warning that we have that goes, from Clay County to Greene County, anywhere along that line. You see it has a little bit of an outline of red also. That is a severe thunderstorm warning, but they tagline that with the possibility of a tornado. Just getting reports also that there's some debris over the roadway north of Paragould near North Point. So they're going to have to check that. That's going to fall kind of in line with where that couplet went through, maybe south of that a bit, but that is concerning. Tell you what, I'm going to take control of radar for just a second, Zach, and I'll look and see if we got any debris showing up on there. I'm going to run this back just a couple of scans and see, maybe right there. See that
maybe a little bit, yeah.
South of Halliday?
Right in here.
See right there? Yeah. So we'll have to check and come back to that in a minute, but I did just get that report. And I tell you, I could slide out of here in just a second and go check that out myself, but that severe thunderstorm warning did have that tagline of the possibility of having a tornado. They have now reissued that further to the east to include more of Dunklin County, all of Pemiscot County, and northern parts of Mississippi County also. But still concerned about this area here. It is going south Jonesboro eastward. If you're in Lake City, you're officially under a tornado warning, as well as Bay. But Zach, it does look like that area, that couplet that we had. Of course, there can be anything along that little line, but it does look like that couplet is starting to look a little less pronounced than what it was when it was going through Valley View. By the way, I turned
a little
radar
bit
back
more.
on
Anytime
for
you see these straight
track.
lines right there, a a little bit more of a straight line wind thread rather than anything rotating, but it's kind of been hopping a little bit where it straightens out and then it kind of wraps back up. So we'll have to, as it gets closer to Bay, I'm going to let it go a few more scans before, I'm ready to call it. Whether that may be, transitioning fully to straight line winds. At the moment, yes, but we'll have to watch that closely as it's now over Highway 1 heading towards Bay Area. So this will be north of, right along that state highway where they built a new roundabout there on the east side of the ridge that connects back to the south side of Jonesboro, the Bay community. That's where we're kind of watching things closely. And then back towards Lake City. So this tornado warning continues all the way to the county line to Mississippi County. So if as long as they keep this warning up, we've still got probably another 20, 30 minutes to deal with this storm as it pushes off to the east.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do also, Zach, if you can hear me, is just a minute, once this storm kind of passes, I'm gonna go check on some of those reports of debris north of Paragould and see what kind of damage, if there is any damage up in that area, or if it's just maybe some tree damage from the wind. But I'll go check that out here once this storm kind of passes and this tornado warning is expired.
Yeah, it's still 5 a.m. It's raining pretty hard. Visibility's not going to be great because of those factors. So I think we'll maybe find some damage after this passes. Kind of whether it's straight line wind or tornado damage, I find it hard with, how that couplet looked and the straight line winds anywhere on the south side of Jonesboro. There's got to be, at least some minor damage or maybe some tree branches down at least from where this tornado warning has been moving through. And like we mentioned, right now, probably more of a straight line wind threat. Some power outages possible from Bay to the south side of Jonesboro, Valley View area. Still some very, very heavy rain falling, lightning, heavy rain, and that's concerning. Ryan, do you see that right there?
Yeah, right there.
So I wonder if we had a touchdown there, and then the wind, once it kind of lost that couplet a little bit, that's that debris being blown straight with the straight line winds.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Zach. While we have that up there, let me switch over to see if that matches up. It really does. See the wind field?
I wonder if we had a tornado right there, and then that debris is now being blown by the straight line winds. Because, and you notice it's, there, you can see it appear and then slowly start to fade out. So that's just debris being spread out by the winds after you had that really quick, probably touchdown of a tornado.
Yeah, I think what it kind of looks like is maybe there was maybe a touchdown somewhere through here and that blew the debris this direction. Maybe that's a possibility. But I would be willing to bet we probably need to get some crews or check on this area right through here, which would be County Road 409, 413, 419. And then pretty much what we said earlier, if your road is in the 400s, and that debris kind of showed up right through here, 428, 468, 403. That's the area that just now had debris signal. It's still there too, by the way, Zach.
Yeah.
Now, whether that is debris still floating in the air or if we have a tornado still on the ground in the 600s, if so, that's going to be crossing right at County Road 607, 615, 616. I would be, if you're anywhere in the 600s or if you're in Bay, Gunpoint area, close to, Post Factory and southward. That's something just happened. A tornado just happened, it looks like, south of town within the past 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And that kind of sets the precedent.
Now, I think we have a look at power outages also.
I think so. If we can pull up that power outage map, we can kind of see who has power outages right now. Looks like from Water Ridge up to Pocahontas, numerous outages there, which makes sense. Storms are going west to east, so any power lines running north to south have a little more stress on them than power lines running west to east. But it looks like power outages extend back into Independence County as well. This is the Entergy map, so this isn't going to have a lot of Craighead, Greene County on it, as that's mostly Craighead, PLWC, and CWL. But I imagine we probably have a few power outages in Clay County, down into Greene County, and also into Craighead County, including damage from that possible tornado or on the south side of town.
Just kind of eyeballing this right now. Right here. I'll zoom in on it for you. And that's on County Road 616 and 607 and 615 Road, right where that intersection kind of meets up. Still have the debris signatures going away, but somewhere through here, we're going to find out that there was a tornado right there. So if you know where that area is, that's going to be south of Jonesboro. I mean, Zach, I'd have to look at a map, but isn't that really, really close to the last tornado?
Yeah, I think it is. That's it's very, very close to, which of course that one had a little bit more of a southwest to northeast path, but I do think they
crossed. But I'm just
at
saying,
one
like
point.
general area, isn't it?
Right, correct.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll hand radar back off to you, and I'm gonna check on some of the reports coming in. Check with the weather service also.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. And we continue to see that area of rotation, and it's a little more broad now. Still some strong gusty winds, but still plenty of concern with that segment of the storm. And it does look like they dropped that tornado warning already, so we'll have to see if they reissue that if it starts to tighten back up. So the only warning we have right now is from Clay County, Dunklin County, but if you're in eastern Craighead County, don't let your guard down just yet. Those can tighten back up, and we'll have to look. We're going to try to see if we can get some information. Our news team is working on to contact some people to see if we get any damage reports or power outages there on the south side of Jonesboro. So still some very, very heavy rain. And Aaron, if you could... No, never mind. I got it. Sometimes that radar button doesn't work, but it's deciding to work today. So very, very heavy rain from the Boot Hill. It's almost out of Clay County and Greene County entirely, but that leading edge now bowing over into Dunklin County. And there's still some very heavy rain over Craighead, Poinsett, Jackson, down into White County, but we have not had any severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings with that line. It has all been further off to the north with this kind of more intense section. Anytime you see that little curve on a squall line, that is where your most intense winds are. Doesn't mean winds aren't doing things in other spots. It's probably getting your attention. If you're driving down the road, 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts, you're going to notice that. But usually when wind gusts are below 60 miles per hour, technically 58, that's below severe criteria, and that's when damage is usually not going to happen unless it's an older telephone pole or maybe an older tree. Maybe you can still get some branches or trees down that way. But anytime wind gusts get closer to 60 and probably at least 60, maybe closer to 70, though we haven't got much reports. I think when it was warned for 70, it was back where we had those power outages between Pocahontas and Walnut Ridge. So a very strong section of this line continues to push through, and very, very heavy rain. So no active tornado warnings at the moment, but this severe thunderstorm warning, notice it's not just yellow. It's got that red outline on it, which means tornadoes are possible with those quick spit ups. And so we'll take a look at the wind, see if we can find any at the moment. Right there, kind of that same one that was south of Marmaduke over north of Paragould, right here, this little notch. So if we're going to get another tornado warning, it's probably going to be north of Hordersville, very close to Kennett, close to Zenith, though it's probably already past Zenith, but close call anyway as it continues to push off to the east. So Zenith, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. It's already past you, but if you live on the east side of Zenith, just stay away from the windows, stay inside the house for a little bit longer, let the worst of this pass, and then you'll be able to go about your day normally. State Highway Y on the east side, State Highway P continues to see the chance of maybe a quick spin up right in here on the east side of Zenith. This will be very close to Kennett if it tightens up anymore. And we'll check debris just to be safe. Doesn't look like anything there. We'll play it to make sure we're not missing anything quick. Not seeing anything super concerning there. And we can look at the couplet with the wind over the past few minutes. See if we can see anything with that. Not a whole lot of curve. Usually when you put it in motion, you can kind of see the rotation happening. That looks almost kind of, west to east. So not really seeing the mixing of the winds too bad right there. But anytime you get the little bowing segment and there's a little, gap in it, that's something to watch. Sometimes those winds can really start to intensify and kind of create their own rotation. So how supercell's rotating in itself. With these squall lines, it's all about wind shear. So you have a section of the wind moving a little bit faster than the other section, and that's where you start to get that little spin because of speed shear, or winds moving at different speeds, basically. So that's how you kind of get tornadoes with the setup we have today. And we hadn't had tornado warnings until that one in Craighead County earlier, but you can clearly see the very, very strong winds there from Craighead County now up into the Boot Hill, and continue to see strong gusty winds, not severe, but still strong, down off to the south. And so we'll check one more time. What was that one more time? So we have a damage report out of Pocahontas saying some roof damage to a house. Was it the house or the garage? To the garage. Was it a standalone garage, or was it attached to the house? Okay, so we'll get more information on that. Because if it was one of those standalone kind of carport things, usually those can flip over a little bit faster than if it's an actual garage built into your house. It's a little bit different on the damage scale. But we do have a report there out of Pocahontas, and we did have power outages stretching from Water Ridge, Hoxie, all the way up to Pocahontas. So we'll zoom back in real quick to make sure we're not missing anything, and then we'll jump back into Good Morning Region 8, kind of regroup a little bit, because currently we have no active tornado warnings. But I just don't want to jump away from this storm on the east side of Craighead County now that we've dropped the tornado warning. We're not seeing that couplet anymore. Aaron, do you have any reports over there? Anything yet?
No, a little bit earlier, and this would have been with showers and thunder showers that moved through a couple hours ago. Would be now. There's the Cross County Sheriff's Office is dealing with a tree down on Highway 64 and 64B in the Wynn area. Other than that, that's all I've seen. I know a lot of people are probably waking up in Monette this morning thinking this storm's moving through. This is just maybe some straight line winds moving through Monette and Lake City right now, up to Hornersville. Still concerned about that little couplet between Kennett and Rives there in Dunklin County, but no tornado warning. That will eventually move into Pemiscot County. Other than that, just some strong straight line winds moving through Dunklin County now, moving into northern parts of Mississippi County, Craighead County. This has moved out of Greene County and Clay County. This is now moving into the Boot Hill and through the eastern parts of Craighead County into northern Mississippi County.
Yeah, thank you, Aaron. And we continue to see that couplet. I mean, you could see it. It's almost like it finally was able to produce something, and then it just fell apart. This is all just straight line winds now. Doesn't even have a severe thunderstorm warning on it. But we'll continue to watch it to make sure it doesn't tighten back up. So we are going to throw it back to the news side of things, whether that's a commercial break or back into some stories. And we're going to regroup. And, of course, if there's any other warnings, any other type of can you switch that back to radar, Aaron? Oh, yeah. There we go. We've got some very, very heavy rain. So from the Boot Hill down through a lot of Region 8. So you're likely, if you're just joining us, waking up to some very heavy rain, lightning. The only severe weather we have right now is in the Boot Hill. That's the only severe thunderstorm warning. May have had a touchdown of a tornado on the south side of Jonesboro, working to get details on that. But just a very, very active morning. And we'll continue to bring you updates as we go through Good Morning Region 8. But for now, I'm going to toss it back to Adam.